What is going on, FG3000? Back in the place to be, and welcome to Neural Cloud. And you guys already know I'm absolutely in love with this game. I've been having a blast playing this, and I think you will too if you're like me and you're into the whole, labyrinth style or roguelite style gameplay. This game is literally roguelite, the waifu gacha with some husbandos, right? It has a little bit of everything for everybody. So let's go ahead and jump right into gameplay, because as soon as you see the gameplay, it's gonna kind of let you know if this game is for you. But I really want you to keep an open mind, right? I know a lot of people kind of look at the combat graphics and they look at the chibi models. I get it, totally, I understand. But I would implore you to look a little deeper into this game's gameplay, and you just might find one of the best games released this year. Yeah, I said it. All right, so let's go ahead and jump on into combat. But first things first, let me go ahead and introduce you to my squad. We have Nanika here, who is a pop idol healer. We have Hubble, who is a sniper, fantastic unit. If you can get your hands on this character early on, it's gonna be a big help. You have Soul, who is a fantastic warrior. We all get her for free, but she's extremely effective. So Chun, I just really like this character because she has like literally a plant growing inside of her shield, so I had to have her. Oh my God, give it a try, FG. I ain't gonna do it. We got a healer over here. We have Groove, who's a specialist. I have another backup tank here, and I have Abigail, who's also a specialist. This is gonna make more sense as we jump into combat. Another thing that you can select before you jump in is your build type. So there's flexible strategy and there's offensive build. I like to go offensive. I'm not gonna go too deep into what all these mean, but it basically gives you more flexibility on your summoner abilities, because it's not just your characters in action, it's what you do as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Right off the bat, this is why I love roguelike experiences so much, because there's already this unknown that I have to adjust for, right? So this right here is called a protocol. You don't need to know all the terminology. Just know that there are some positive buffs and sometimes there's some negative buffs, right? So Brainstorm, all of my ally units hash rate is going to be increased by 30%, but my ally melee units are going to have their HP reduced by 30%. So right off the bat, I got to start making some life decisions here, right? So do I take some of my melee units from my main team, put them on my bench, take some of my range units, put them in my main squad, or do I just leave it alone? I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it alone. I think I'm gonna be fine. Now, the whole flow of a roguelike experience is that every single one of these nodes represent an encounter or decision that you have to make. And through a series of those decisions, you are trying to make your team as effective and powerful as possible. That way, when you fight the final boss, you are as strong as possible and your rate of success is as high as possible, right? So let's go ahead and show you what that looks like Let's Play style. Now, the very first node that I want to tackle is going to be this medic node. Now, this guarantees that I'm going to get a drop, which is going to give me a buff for one of my medics, right? All right, so here we are in the combat setup phase, and this is where the majority of the strategy is going to start, right? So you have some blank tiles, and you also have some tiles that have additional buffs. So let's go ahead and get set up. The first thing I want to do here is put my tank like maybe right over here, right? I'll put my tank there. I'm then going to support my tank with a healer right next to her. I'm also going to take advantage of some of these special effect tiles. This one in particular is called Lure, and basically what this is going to allow this character to do is to teleport to one of these tiles right over here and immediately start doing damage to the enemy's backline, which is fantastic. I have a healer here that's kind of wide open, so maybe what I do is I put that healer on the back line for now, take a second tank instead, and support that tank with a specialist as well. So I got a tank healer, I got a warrior DPS, which is going to teleport to the back line. I also have another tank here and a specialist, which is basically a range unit. Now, that is not all. Remember what I said a little bit earlier? All of your units, whether they're on the bench or the back line, have a part in combat here, right? So for example, this tile right over here, if I have a unit on top of it, is going to allow me to recover 30% max HP after battle. So I definitely want to put a unit on that one. This tile right over here is actually quite interesting. It's called Coordinated Missile Strike, and basically whoever is here is going to be doing straight line nukes, right? And if I put a sniper on that tile, that allows that tile to do even more damage. Now, one tile I am going to avoid is the Daredevil tile. This is going to give me 70% more attack, but it's going to drop my HP down to 1. So I'm not actually going to put any unit on that tile, right? So that's the basics. Let's go ahead and get started off with combat. From here, here, your units kind of act on their own, but you still do have a way to interact with the battlefield using tactical skills, aka summoner abilities, right? So if I want to drop some missiles on this guy's head, that's going to allow me to do some damage and some damage over time. I can also do focus fire to kind of force all of my units to kind of single target attack one unit, etc, etc. All right, so now that we defeated that sage, we have a guaranteed function, aka buff, for all of our medics that we brought to combat with us. So you can see both of my medics here are now going to apply HP shields as well, which is fantastic. I don't have a choice on the next node that I'm going to go here. So this one right over here, this buff is going to give us a buff against the environment, which sounds a little weird, right? So from here, let's go ahead and turn this bad boy on ×2 speed. There is autoplay as well. For a lot of the encounters, that's going to be fine. But once again, as you get, towards the end when you're fighting the bosses, putting it on auto might not be the best move for you. But for right now, I think we should be good. Another really great thing I like about this game is the optimization of the engine. It is so easy, like almost no loading times as you fly through the screens. I'll go a little bit faster, hold on. So enemy units are silenced after they absorb an energy herb. Ooh, so that's like a little buff tile on the board, this one right over here. So if an enemy goes on top of these little tiles here, they're gonna get silenced. Very, very nice. That is gonna be a big help. Once again, autoplay ×2, and I'll show you once again how fast and how well optimized this game's engine is. Like, load screens, what are those? All right, this game took all of its loading screens and gave it to Nikkei. Sorry about that. Click, 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 move, 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 spam, spam, spam. I love it, love it, love it. All right, so from here, you know what I want to do? I want to give my snipers an additional chance to do a double strike, which is fantastic. So this next choice gives us the ability to buy something out of the store or just get a free function, aka buff. I'm gonna go for the function library. So for this one, I think I'm gonna go for Rob 'em Blind, because this is gonna allow my specialist to give my highest attack unit lifesteal, which is really, really powerful. Now, as you spend time trying to collect all of these buffs, the enemies get stronger and stronger and stronger. So definitely keep that in mind, right? All right, so this next one gives me the opportunity to spend 30 coins. I only have 20, so that's grayed out. The only option I can do here is to obtain a random neutral protocol. So let's see what we got here. All non-healer ally dolls attack plus 50% and hash rate minus 50%. Great. All right, next one is gonna be an advanced conflict zone. Once again, this is gonna give us a drop for our medics. We'll go ahead and fly through this as well as we possibly can. Autoplay ×2. I think from here, I'm gonna put my main healer back into the fray here because we're starting to get low on some of our tanks. I definitely don't want to lose anyone, so I'm gonna do a little pro switch here on this next one. I'll show you what these look like here a little bit later. So from here, I can increase my medic's auto skill recharge. I'm gonna go for that. So now we have the opportunity to take a green protocol. So basically what this does is it gives me 50% off my next 3 purchases when I go to a trading area. We'll go ahead and take that, why not? This next one, purple sniper buff, yes, absolutely. We definitely wanna take that. From here, I'm gonna take my healer, take out my specialist, put my healer back in the fray, and I'm gonna use one of my ultimates here to keep my tank upright. We'll let that full ultimate animation play out, but at any time, you can just click the button again, and it spams right through the ultimate animation. This game is all about streamlining and just like pure, watch this. I'm gonna use this ultimate right over here. If I don't wanna look at it, click the button, I'm back out. Like this game's engine is just so well optimized, it's crazy. So I got a couple of different options here on this next choice, right? I have a maximum of 9 buffs that I can take total right now. So what I can do, I can select a new buff, or I can upgrade an existing buff. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade an existing buff. This is gonna give me an even higher chance to get double strike on my sniper. And now we have yet another green protocol. All ally dolls in the battlefield are immune to the first instances of damage. Yes, we will. We'll take reflect. Now this next tile is called the recovery area. Very straightforward. If you feel like the HP of your units are getting a little low, you can restore their HP, or you can upgrade one of your function cards, or you can generate a trading area. So what I'm gonna do on this one, I'm gonna go ahead and generate a trading area because remember, my next 3 purchases are half off, right? So let's see what's on offer here. So I think right off the bat, I'm gonna take Speedy Aid because that's gonna increase the effectiveness of my heals. I'm gonna take this increased attack speed for my warriors. I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade my Rob 'em Blind, which gave my highest attack unit lifesteal. And you know what? Why not? All snipers have their crit damage increase Yes. Oh, for every unit that falls in battle, you know what? I don't want that. Ain't nobody gonna fall in battle. And you can see the enemies getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Now here we are at the output terminal. This is the final boss for this floor. Let's see. I think we're gonna be just fine, to be honest. Yeah, we're gonna be just fine. Now you can also have, so you've seen functions, you've seen protocols, you've seen tactical skills, you've seen ultimates. There's also active functions as well. Now these active functions are basically ultimates from other characters that you can use even if you don't have those characters. Now they're random, you know, there's no guarantee which character ultimate that you're gonna get, but they're always useful, but you can only use them that one time and then you have to get another one, right? So next layer, let's go to the second floor, my friends. All right, so here we are on the second and final floor for the stage. I want to go a little bit faster because you know what? I feel like my team is strong enough to handle all of this without my input whatsoever. So I'm going to go ahead and click plan mode. Basically, this is a straight up autoplay. So the AI will go through every single one of these nodes, make decisions, upgrade gear, discard things, etc., etc. Everything that you would do as a player, the AI will do for you automatically and just run through every single stage. All right, so here we are on the final encounter for this floor, and you can see the AI is still doing its thing, but the AI will not use your character ultimates. So unless you dramatically overpower the content like I do, the boss encounters might be a little bit of a struggle on AI, but not to worry. If you die, the AI turns off, and then you have like 10 more retries in order to defeat the stage. I don't think the AI is going to be good enough to defeat this one, so this should give us a great opportunity, right? So once again, none of my ultimates are being used, they're all wasted. The AI is trying to defeat this stage just based off of just raw power and the functions that it selected. It is not going great. Tank is down, warrior's down. The boss still has a good amount of HP. Oh, the boss is dead? Can our heals? No, that is going to be a GG. So now the AI is lost, but look at how much time you saved, right, with that autoplay. All right, real strategy gang here. We're gonna go with Hubble. Absolute massive carry here. Drop all of the enemies in a nice little, look at that, grouped up. Oh, very nice. Hit all of these enemies with our soul slash. Very, very nice. I'm gonna use some of our active functions from some of the additional units that are not on our squad, but they were so gracious to provide their ultimates for us. Very nice. Beautiful. Nice little preview of some of the other characters as well. That should be basically a GG. Warrior's gonna clean it up. Got everybody still alive. G to the G. And see what a difference it makes between AI gameplay and a manual real gamer gameplay. You're welcome. All right, so now we just defeated stage 3-7, and one interesting thing that this game does is it kind of allows you to select how much stamina that you want to use, right? So I just defeated that entire stage. If I only want to use 2 stamina because all I want is this reward, look at this. 2 stamina used. That's it. That's it for all of that gameplay, 2 stamina. But I'm gonna go ahead and select all. This will allow me to get 10% off on how many keys I use. It's gonna cost me 22 keys to get all of these goodies here. Hit claim. That stage is done. G to the G. And so there you go. That is the general campaign flow. When it comes to auxiliary gameplay modes, you have a few different options here. You have Dark Realm, which are going to be some of those campaign stages, but harder. You have Endless Exploration, which is exactly what you think it is. Very, very nice there. Fragment Search, which I really do appreciate. Once you unlock a character 10 times every single day, you can grind one of those characters' specific stages for fragments of that character to increase your star level. So you don't need to go deep, real deep in these banners to get multiple dupes if you don't want to. You can just unlock the character one time and just farm their fragments over time to increase their star levels as well. Of course, every game has to have their tried and true daily resource grind. So you have gold grinds, EXP grinds, and then these little potential trainings, which will allow you to increase your breakthrough levels of each individual characters. And if you felt like the game didn't have enough layers, the game does have an account-based talent tree here, right? So if I want to increase the amount of function cards I can have per exploration, I can click upgrade there, and now I have an additional 2 function cards maximum on my campaign flows here. I can also increase my tactical storage limit as well. And it's kind of up to you what you feel like you prioritize. And I'll give you guys a great example. If we go over here to specialty training, this talent tree right over here is all about specialist units, which I don't normally use a lot of. So what I've been using my points on are character classes that I actually use, like snipers and warriors. So once again, this gives you a layer of individuality in a sea of gacha games where pretty much none of your decisions really make a difference. Here, they kind of do. And then last but not least, you have a thing called algorithm collection. For all intents and purposes, this is basically the game's gear system, and I'll show you what this looks like when I show you the upgrade process of the characters. Yo, y'all want to see some streamlining UI action? Yo, check this out. This is my home base, right? It's called the Oasis, and this base over time generates passive resources, right? You've seen this 1,000 times, but I don't even have to go into my base to collect my rewards. Bruh, I'm spoiled. I need this in every single game now. All right, so now it's time to do a good old-fashioned summon session, and believe it or not, dude, I'm going on the Husbando banner. I mean, I already have Hubble, but he's actually kind of legit. So I'll show you what the full summon animation kind of looks like here, and then we'll see if we can't grab just one copy of the character. That's all we need here in Neural Cloud. Ooh, very nice. So we should be getting him. Now, at the end of the day, you still can go deep in banners if you choose to. Yo, shout out to Florence. You can go deep in banners if you choose to, right? That's just gonna allow you to kind of clear up those 10 entries per day to kind of farm for someone else. So, you know, duplicates aren't worthless. You know, you can still go deep in banners if you choose to. It's just not a requirement, and it's kind of better for free to play, right? But I got another medic who I didn't really want. I like how Florence looks though, but I didn't really want another healer, especially not for my my 3-star there. But those are a few of the characters here. I think I'm gonna continue going deep there. Let's go rapid fire style. Nothing but a bunch of dupes here. This currency will allow you to also buy fragments as well. So not only do you have 10 entries per day to farm for fragments, your duplicates are gonna give you this currency, which will allow you to go into a store to also buy some fragments. So very friendly game, dude. Like, shout out to Neural Cloud. Great streamlining, great quality of life, a really well-designed engine. Ooh, V, and she's a warrior. Dude, it is time for the warrior gang. Okay. I think I'm good. Because he's a warrior too. So I think I'm fine. So let's go to V. Looking awesome. Here are her different looks here as well. Live 2D art, looking very nice. And then here's kind of like her completed projection. This is her maxed out. So you're gonna get, I don't know what's going on here. I have no idea what's going on there, but there you go. So when it comes to leveling up your characters, very straightforward, right? You do have EXP currency, and we talked about this a little bit earlier. There is an EXP grind stage. Eventually you'll hit a maximum level, which will force you to break through that level, as long as you have these warrior specific or medic specific, sniper specific, or whatever specificities that you require that will allow you to break through the level. Now I can go up to level 20 and do the same thing all over again. Now I'm kind of out of EXP, but the game does have a great quality of life, which will take me directly to the EXP collection stage to get more EXP. You can also increase their intimacy levels here as well. And as you build up intimacy with those characters, you're gonna learn more about them, and you're also gonna get even more fragments, dude. So not only can you get character fragments from the resource grind stage, you can get it from intimacy, and you can buy additional ones from this shop as well using those duplicate currencies. So lots of different ways to power up your characters that don't revolve around going into the gacha and looking for duperoonies. And as I mentioned a little bit earlier in the video, here is the algorithm system here, basically this game's gear system. If I hit auto equip, the game will try its best to collect all of the different algorithms to kind of give me the best set possible. I can also increase the overall effectiveness of all of my algorithms by increasing my levels here as well. So after leveling up my algorithm boost here, all of my algorithms are a little bit stronger. My power goes up as well. So very interesting. I don't really see too many games do a system like this. And of course, you also have a dorm to decorate as well. Mine's looking a little rugged right now. And a factory to generate passive resources, which can then be used to craft additional resources, including some basic summon tickets, EXP, things of that nature. So there you go, my friends, a nice little look at Girls Frontline Neural Cloud. At the end of the day, this game's biggest strength is this screen right here, right? If this screen right here doesn't make you excited, I don't really think the chibi models and the graphics and the ultimates and the combat, like, I don't really think that this right here is the selling point of the game. The the real selling point in the game, in my mind, is the buildup of your character, selecting functions, protocols, different types of tactical skills, kind of creating them and putting them all together to make the strongest, most unkillable team possible, right? Like, or to put this in a different FG way, this is like the exact opposite of a sightseeing game, right? For me, this game is all about the setup, the gameplay, not necessarily the visual appeal, because I mean, the game doesn't look terrible, but I don't really like the combat stages. The chibi models are well detailed, but they're still big head chibi models, so not a big fan of that. But these screens right here, dude, where I'm selecting my functions and my protocols, and I'm upgrading and I'm discarding, and the enemies are getting stronger and stronger, and I'm having to adjust my strategy on the fly. This is what makes me love this game so much. So highly recommend Neurocloud. Once again, my name is FG, bro, and I'm out.